Oh, dance pop. All right, let's get the show on the road here. Fade this dance music out, and we're live at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back.
We are back.
We decided to try this again.
Yeah, that one went off the rails.
Yeah, there's technical difficulties.
Hopefully
I didn't realize my microphone was off
Hopefully it's fixed now.
or echoey.
Yeah, we're in the same room. That's the problem, but also the benefit because we can look at each other. But we'll see if it works. So happy Monday, happy Manic Monday. Today is July 15th. I'll go with the same thing. I'm using the same cup that I've been using since the beginning of the live stream.
It's Groundhog Day.
It's a metaphorical Groundhog Day. Today we're going to talk about it's National Social Media Giving Day. Also, I Love Horses Day, which we'll get to in a second. But just to give you a rundown of what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about harnessing the power of social media, right, to promote a nonprofit. And we're also going to talk about the end result of a social media campaign, which is going on to a landing page or going on to a website and converting the user. So there's two parts to it. We'll cover the social media marketing, the tips and tricks of that to get people to click to the landing page, and also the other side of it to get them to convert when they're on the landing page.
Yeah, we're going to share some best practices for each of those, and hopefully you guys can get some tips on things that you can include in your campaign.
Yep. And today, before we even start that, it is National I Love Horses Day. We did a horse site. I always call it the horse site and the horse guy, but really it's a racing stable. They're in Saratoga. They take percentage of a horse. You can buy a part of the horse that's a racing horse, and then if they win, you make money. So we've done their website. It was a mutual design. The person that runs the company had his own ideas. They were pretty good ideas. They had their own branding, very green and black. So we made their website. It took about a month, I think, of back and forth between me and him over text a lot. And now we also do his social media marketing via Figma, where he goes in and updates things and exports them for the races on the fly. So it's a really cool feature. But about horses in general, have you ever ridden a horse?
Yeah, as a kid, I remember riding horses and going to a farm, and but not recently. No,
We should go.
The kids, I think we took the kids to ride ponies and horses.
Yep.
But we should go.
Yeah.
We did see horses in Portugal. Remember that? Wild horses. Wild?
They looked wild. They're on a beach.
Yeah. Or maybe they were riding on the beach.
Yeah, I forget. Let's just say they were wild.
Yeah, it was really picturesque because it was the whitest sand, and then we just saw like a horse just riding in the wind. I still remember clear as day. I'm like, are those horses on the beach?
Yeah, it was like a picture. Well, we took a picture too, I'm sure.
We should have took a picture at that moment. I don't know if we did.
And there has to be some picture that we whipped out our phone, right? We wouldn't have just seen a horse and then be like, oh, look. Well, we love horses. I love horses. I haven't ridden a horse in a long time either. And we also have not gone to Saratoga racing, but it did start the other day. It was on the news that the season has begun.
Yeah, and that area gets really, really busy. There's a lot to do in Saratoga. Tons of cute little shops and places to eat. And I still want to go to that restaurant that somebody told me about. I forgot what it was called, but it's supposed to be like really, really good food. And I think they won an award or something.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
It's just something dad
I'm looking for the actual name of the restaurant.
Yeah, look that up.
It was...
As I start salivating, I was gonna say I'm like a dad on a sitcom, like, now you're talking my language. Talk about food, honey.
Oh,
I know that line came out weird. Now you're talking my language, Reina. Food.
Oh,
I do love food. You know, people eat horse.
oh no, this is I Love Horses
I
Day.
know. I'm just saying that people eat horses in other countries, and here in America, I think in like West Virginia.
What?
I've never tried it.
It's gonna take me a while to find it. I'm still searching,
Okay.
so
You want me to talk about social media day,
uh
or just continue? I have more horse things to talk about.
yeah, let's stay
I
with the
always have
horses.
horses. First time I rode a horse was at Lincoln Woods in Rhode Island. I was with my aunt Donna and my cousin Damien, and we were like starting to be rebellious, I would say. And when they took us on the horse trail, we were both trying to get the horse to run really fast. So they said, "Don't do that." And we're like kicking the horse, not hard, but like kicking our horse with the feet and going nay, nay, or
How old are
mush.
you?
Maybe like pretty probably too old. I think like 16 or something.
Oh no.
I was definitely an older teenager. He was younger. He's 3 years younger. They were like, "Stop! You can't do that. The horse is gonna run away." That was like one of the. I think that was the
You're
last
lucky
time.
you didn't get knocked out from the horse.
I know.
Jeez. I don't know what it's
We'll
called.
find it. We'll eat there. We'll live stream there. Be like, we
I can't
found it.
find the original email of the it was an SEO person that I was talking to, and she was like, and I was helping out with website stuff for her website, and she was like, if you haven't gone here, it's so delicious. It's a
Mm.
great place to go. It's super busy during this time, but it's definitely worth it. But
Hmm.
I'll get back to you on that because I can't.
We'll be back in case you want to go. We're gonna go now once we find it, if we ever find it.
We might just go and walk the streets and go restaurant hopping
Yeah, it
until we
is
find
beautiful
it.
right over there, Saratoga Springs. We do live in Saratoga County, but there is a difference between Saratoga Springs and Saratoga County.
Yeah.
Back to social media giving day. Let's go over some social media tips. So when, like we said, when you're running a campaign, this could be for anything really. We've worked on a few different ones. One big one that I feel like I can pull from in memory is Odessia, which was they sell this stuff called Plumpy Nut, and it's this.
Oh, I remember
Remember
this.
that? Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
peanut butter in a container, and they ship it off to countries that are malnourished, kids especially. But it's a charity business, so they have a lot of backers, and they go through donations. And the stuff that we're about to tell you is totally the way that they do their social media and their website landing page, and they're highly successful. I don't do their website or anything anymore. I was hired to fix stuff. It was years ago now. I think it was like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
But
it was a really, really great initiative that they were doing. I mean, it was a product that would give you the nutrients that you need, like people who didn't have any food, right? It
yeah,
was in Africa and other places.
yep, Plumpy Nut it was called. It's squeezed out of a bottle or like a little tube kind of thing. So one thing that they do, and we suggest not just from them, that's just a bigger one that I've worked with. There's other ones too. One of the most important things is obviously it's almost common sense. Create empathetic content. So you're speaking to the user, and you want to convey your message through words that convey emotion. You know, you don't want this businessy corporate look. You want to have content that says, "Yo, we need help."
Yo, help
Maybe not that.
us.
I might donate to that. Be like, okay, I get it. Also be diligent in sharing that content. So if you're doing a campaign, if you're leading up to something, maybe a date, or you're just doing it like this week is donate week, whether it be today or things that are more relevant to your business. Diligency and getting in front of people's faces is important. So scheduling out content, whether it be through Sendable or Hootsuite, there's other ones out there. I think even just these internal, like Meta has their own post scheduling tools, and X to a point has it too. LinkedIn has like you can schedule it ahead and schedule an event. People can go to it, share it. Also being completely transparent about what the donations are going. Of course, it's important. So having social proof that people can click and say, "Is this real? Am I going to donate money to a scam?" So having that, and also links to if you're helping maybe the Red Cross or you're donating money to a certain charity, having links to that charity. Obviously, anybody can do that, and the best thing to have is a backlink to your website as that extra social proof. But that's not always possible. I don't think Red Cross updates their site with. I'm not sure how that works actually, but yeah. So being transparent, diligent, and pull at the heartstrings, as they say.
Yeah, and when you're coming up with your campaign and posts, make sure to get it together where there's a few before the actual giving day, so you're spacing it out in a way that is leading up to the final day. Making sure to incorporate hashtags that relate. Hashtags are good to pull in groups, but also to keep track of your posts. There could be annually you can do the same giving day, and you want to kind of see posts that you've done in the past and things. It's also a way to kind of keep track of your efforts and your campaigns. So something to think about when you're deciding on what those hashtags are going to be. Creating new posts to even after the giving day to inform people of the results, update on what the donations did and how they impact the community. Those are all things that have to do with even after the campaign and letting them know the donations has helped in this way. And during the campaign, just keeping an eye on those posts, answering any questions that anyone will ask on there, any type of comments, questions, or interaction that you can chime in and kind of give those real facts will help give it the juice it needs to like go and get in front of more eyes and impressions. So those are all things that when you're thinking about how the social media campaign is going to go, to incorporate, think about before, think about after, and during. I should have did it in order. Before, during, and after is really the sense of the order. And using hashtags to support each of those posts. But we use Figma and Canva for our social posts. Um, Tony uses Figma more. I, for clients or any design work that I do, I haven't used Figma for social posts. I know it is good and it's good for super custom, but when it comes to like quickness and efficiency, sometimes I find that Canva already has, if you have the vision in your head, you can alter colors and really take a post that's templated and make it yours. So, whatever you prefer, but those are two tools that are really great that we use.
Yeah, I love Figma. Canva is cool too. Canva, they both let you to have like a branding kit really to say these are our colors or this is the image and logo, and then to utilize those. Canva's cool because it pulls it right into this like really good looking already formatted. Sometimes they have these templates that you can just bring it right in, and all of a sudden you have this really professional looking social post for sure. Figma, the same thing. You could find things in the community, or just make it yourself, which I've been doing. Started
Yeah,
building from the
give it a
ground up.
really customized look and branding, and sometimes it's easier to start from scratch if the client knows what they want and has a specific look in mind.
Yeah, especially if they have edits, that's when it's easier, better to start from scratch because then you have management and control over every piece of that. That's the problem I have with Canva because I feel like I want to do stuff and then I can't do it.
Because
But
it's set in its own design.
yeah, I couldn't upload an image yesterday. Anyways, I was in Canva. I was like, Reina would be happy I'm in here now. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the social media part. And like we always say, if you build it, they will not come. That should be our slogan too. Creating a landing page is not enough. I mean, wait, what am I saying? Creating a social media post is not enough. You need the landing page, and
Well, I
vice
mean, it
versa.
kind of that kind of makes sense what you said,
Yeah,
because if nobody knows that the landing page exists, you have to use other channels. You can't just build it and think that they're going to come if you're not letting anybody know that it's there, and social allows you to point users to that direction. So I mean, it kind of makes sense what you said.
Yeah, I guess it can go both ways. Thanks for making me feel better.
You're
Um,
welcome.
the the other part I think that we didn't really touch on is like putting out, especially on, I'm gonna say Facebook for this kind of thing is probably the place to be, but putting out ads that are geared towards a certain user persona, and in Facebook you can schedule it. I mean, you can target it to anybody. It's so crazy how deep you can go. You can say, I want this to go out to divorced people who make $150,000 a year who had kids once, you know? And if you know that's your user persona, I don't, maybe you can't go that far down, but I felt like you could when I was in there. I was like, wow, they really have a lot of, and I know they have a lot of information about it, but you can really narrow down to your user personas when you're making an ad to boost. And again, it's pay to play to boost your social media campaign to get people to go to the landing page. So, but like, let's just go to the landing page part. And again, it can go both ways. If you build social media, there's no landing page, maybe that's not gonna work. And of course, vice versa. If there's a landing page you're not promoting it, there's no point. So we're gonna go over some tips on the landing page. You want to communicate your mission, engage visitors, encourage them to take action. So let's go over those impactful landing page tips.
Yeah, so the landing page, you want to make sure that starting off, there's clear and compelling headline. Right when a user gets on the page, they can see exactly what the page is all about. It requires making sure that the images are authentic, are impactful in the way that anybody looking at it will know what the donation's all about, or seeing actual real photos of the community or the impact that a donation could have. The mission is super important for any nonprofits, having that center right in the front, or the front. Right when you land on the page, you want to be able to see the mission statement of the nonprofit. So those are like some key sections that you want to make sure is very close to the header and can grab someone's attention right away.
Yeah, I think you're right about the mission. I always feel like these sites will have it at the header, really, like right there. Like, we're here to do this. And that's exactly how it should be. We are this company and we are helping this cause, you know? So having those straight up right in the front is important. Also, CTAs, call to actions, are really important. I was reading and also making the social post for LinkedIn yesterday, but it kind of goes right along with this, where a call to action, they say that if you have a blob of text, so it's like a header and text and a button, you should be able to easily identify what that is about by just reading the title and the button. You need to read the text because of attention spans, which we've gone over multiple times. But headers and titles or headings should be in the user's, I mean, the website's voice. So the website saying, hey, this is who we are, can you help? And then buttons should be the exact opposite. So the user's voice, I want to help, let me help, you know? So that's one thing to keep in mind. And CTAs just in general, not just buttons and text and stuff, but sections that'll say, do this action, are highly important, because when somebody gets on the page, you do kind of need to hold their hand just a bit. Simplicity and clarity, of course, keeping it simple and having less white space. I mean, more white space. Our kids running around. I can hear him going crazy. It's getting me really distracted. He's like, "Woo, yeah, wah!" So
You
hopefully
gotta
my
get them outside today.
yeah,
Well,
I'll
actually,
walk
it's
him
gonna be
outside.
really hot, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not. Let's not say less. I said less white space because I kept hearing them go crazy, making my mind less white space. And of course, mobile optimization, because a lot of these people that are donating, they might be getting there from a QR code. If you're into that kind of stuff with a campaign, which I suggest you should be, because QR code stats are through the roof. I was thinking about QR codes yesterday. I was like, one of the first apps that I ever built, a web app, I call it an app, but it's really a website that did a certain tool, was qrstyler.com, and it was merging QRs. And that was like almost 20 years ago. And I can't believe that these things are still popular, because a lot of people said that they wouldn't be, but they're everywhere still. So it's amazing. They really,
Yeah, I mean, if you're not taking advantage of QR codes now, especially in an era where everybody's on their phone and it can be the quickest way to show what you're promoting or your landing page. Like that is a miss, I think, especially in any type of in-person event to save paper, go digital, and then also to track and drive traffic to your website. So,
Yep, definitely.
and it's
Yes.
easy to create. Anybody can create a QR code.
Yeah, I use QR Monkey. I think it's the best one that's free. You can have different styles. I use it for our branding, but there's tons out there, and you can do them right from inside of tools now. Like Google Docs will create a QR code, and I think
Bitly
LinkedIn.
even creates
That's
QR
right.
code while
Yeah.
also tracking. But there's so many resources out there, so it's just a matter of Googling it and finding it, and a lot of them are free.
Pick your poison. Yeah, so on the other end of that QR code, the mobile optimization and having things functional and not swerving off the screen.
Swerve.
Swerve.
Is that a
Or
song?
yeah, Kanye West. Well, I think it's like a saying in rap right now, or maybe like 10 years ago. Swerve, swerve. Isn't that Jay-Z too? Now I will freestyle. So yeah, I mean, I think that we covered everything about this. It is Social Media Giving Day. We will be personally won't do it on a live stream to prove ourselves, but we'll donate to something today, just to for the good of the world and this crazy world that we are living through at this moment. So
Yeah. We'll have to pick a. I mean, we'll have to choose which charity really stands out to what's happening today and what we want to go with. I mean, there's so many causes out there, so but it is important to like contribute to the community in one way. So
maybe we donate to like horses, right?
oh boy. Yeah, I guess for I Love Horse Day,
Right?
but
Yeah.
I was thinking more of
People.
humanitarian.
Yeah, it's probably more.
No offense to the horses,
They're
but
like,
I
nay?
feel like humans might need it more. you know.
Oh man. Reina.
Maybe your what was that site that you worked on? Nut
Adesia? Oh
no,
yeah.
the
Yeah, it's called Adesia. Plumpy nut.
Fluffy Nut maybe is having something.
Yeah, that's true. That was
That's a
their
good one.
product. Adesia was the company. They had a different name too. They tried to
Yeah.
get me to work in the office there. I was like, no, no.
Nurtraset, I think they're under now.
Oh, really? Yeah, they changed some of their stuff.
So they hold the products Plumpy Nut and
Such a weird name.
yeah, so it helps with children's cognitive and social emotional development and it's a nutrition.
During my first, it was like an interview. It was kind of like a hybrid job, really, but they interviewed me and then they gave me Plumpy Nut.
Oh,
Remember?
didn't you try it or something?
Yeah, I tried it. It was pretty good. I was like,
It
I would eat.
was?
Yeah, I would eat. It's like a grainy, like peanut butter. It has all these vitamins in it.
Hmm.
It was when Lana was born, actually. And I remember I was gonna give it to him. And
No.
you're like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, because you're not really supposed to give kids peanut butter right when they're born.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh, we got a text. We have to go pick up.
All right, we gotta go now.
We have camp kids to pick up
Time
and
to
such.
go.
Yeah, so it's
Taxi
been
service starts. Our taxi job starts.
yeah. I'm glad we reclaimed our live stream. We did have some technical difficulties, as Reina said. So that's a secret one out there. We'll be using it for bloopers in the future if you could find it.
And I feel like we were kind of on the rehearsal. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Rehearsal. You should check out that movie. Nathan for You.
The
It's another
show.
show that he produces. Nathan Wilder.
Fielder.
Fielder.
Yeah,
Wilder. It kind of goes.
he was wild.
Rehearsal. If you're looking for funny, very different comedy, you should check it out. Today was a rehearsal for us.
Yeah,
So take two on the rehearsal, and
Yeah.
I think it went.
you want to do a final word?
Yeah. If first you don't. I need to do a rehearsal again. No, take two. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna quote some Aaliyah on this. If first you don't succeed, try again.
I love it. I love that song.
Ah,
Cause at first you don't succeed.
try again. And
Pick
that's what we
yourself
did
up
today.
and try
So
again.
take that and run with it.
Run with it. We're out of here. Have a great day, and we'll see you. See
Tuesday.
you when we see you.